Yeah, YouTube family and the Maverick in the road again, you know. Still, based on most credible opinion. Still fear and fearless analysis. And everybody had talked about the development in the Jail and Silvera case. A member of parliament, the former member of parliament, who has been charged with murdering his beautiful wife. Apparently, Mr. Silvera's legal team put on the table a guilty plea to manslaughter vis-a-vis now the charges of murder and other charges that them have against him. So obviously, to the discerning eye, ears and brain, it look like the defense team of Mr. Silvera realize that watcha. The case where the DPP have powerful, you know. Especially me understand since the forensic and the ballistic reports come back on the bullet fragments found in Mrs. Silvera's body. Apparently, them lead right back to Mr. Silvera's firearm. So obviously the evidence look overwhelming. And this is a power play by the attorney now. His defense attorney now to try and see if them can put manslaughter, which is obviously a lesser charge, lesser offense, would attract a lesser prison sentence to see if them can save Mr. Silvera some additional jail time. Basically, remember the Maverick is a village lawyer, you know, and a common sense guru. So all of that may I use and assess the situation. Obviously people are getting emotional about it. Say, yo, this is a way them a look. We let him go and ray and tay, but I don't saw them something I got people. First of all, the DPP is yet to accept that guilty plea for manslaughter. It's on the table. Now, the DPP might very well look at the case that she have, the evidence that she have, and then she go ponder now, and either she decides to no, what we have on him for murder look like an airtight case, we're going to go for it and try to get him the maximum. Or if there's a chance of him beating the murder up and she decides that chance is too much in favor of the accused, what she can do is take the manslaughter plea, because that would guarantee him going to rub some time in a prison. And remember, say the woman is dead, and a manslaughter plea would also have him, in a sense, admitting to having something to do with the death of his wife. Remember, manslaughter now, you know, wouldn't be speaking to the death itself, you know. It will be speaking more to the circumstances around the death, not being a deliberate act of murder. And people, remember, no matter what you think emotionally, no matter how beautiful Mrs. Silvera was, no matter how cold and callous we all thought Mr. Silvera was in those moments and those days after the murder of his wife and the death of his wife and all of that elaborate cover-up scheme, no matter what you think about that, a man is still innocent until proven guilty. And the way we do it in a civilized society is that the prosecution make the case, them go to court, and then prove him to be guilty by a jury of his peer without any shadow of a doubt. That's how they think of. And that's how the process going on. And the man entitled to him defense and him attorney. People are trying to ponder what kind of, you know, in terms of the manslaughter plea, what kind of reason him could have possibly give, and the description of the circumstances surrounding his wife's death. Remember, initially it was total denial, you know. Died of natural causes we hear, you know. Obviously now, the prosecution would have used all of that against him when they made them case. So this man is a wicked, devious man, look at what he did and blah, blah, blah. And then now the defense in turn would have find a way to look at, say, boy, based on the circumstances and the way the thing happened and where you know, he panicked in the moment, he lost his mental capacity to make rational decisions. I saw legal wrangling going in a courthouse, you know, people. And you have to give the process its time to hear out. But you know, me hear most people ask, and me, I ask too, and I suppose people closer to the situation probably know. But I love to know the reason and the motive behind, you know, the man unaliving his wife, or his wife being unalived. And that would I like no. Because invariably, you know, it's a very limited set of circumstances, them something, you know, and the motive for them kind of something, you know. Is either jealousy, bun, or money. You understand me? In terms of, you know, them are got you a split or whatever, and, you know, how the assets are going to be allocated and distributed. Yeah? Normally, them kind of thing there. As a quasi investigator, or as a maverick with an investigative mind, generally speaking, when them something happen, you know, I want out of them do something. Either jealousy and bunting and infidelity, or at that stage of them life now, generally, it have to do with the property where them own and how it go distribute, if it go sell, or if, you know, all of that kind of shenanigans. Sometimes, some man with chip and them ego kick in and them just do them something and I'm in a business again, ego chip. You see me? And them call them the crime of passion, me assume. All of these things. But people don't stop for themselves. It's not a way out for Mr. Silvera this. I'm defense team. I try something based on where them see the evidence, where them see a pile up on them. Them decide that this is a potential way. See, you can remember saying, you know, if them grab him for the murder where them charge him for and convict him, he probably look for a life sentence, you know. Yeah. With probably what? Probably 130 years before him get possibility of parole. Good. Manslaughter now, with the facts and plea guilty again, little leniency that day, he probably get, because normally with them sentences you have a top end and then now another end, you know. So, I use my little village lawyer experience and say probably the manslaughter now would probably cap him like one probably 15 years in a prison. So, it down to the prosecutor. Because what the prosecutor don't want to do, you know, people, in justice for Mrs. Silvera and her family and her loved ones, you know, she don't want, from her perspective, for Mr. Silvera walk free. But if she go to the trial with a murder case and there are potential holes in the murder case, whether procedurally, because you know sometimes them just get up on a technicality, you know, where the police them angle crime scene, that kind of thing. Whether she figure procedurally or technically, there's a loophole for him get away and walk scot-free, she might look at it and say, you know what, say, next thing you know, we carry this to murder, you know, and that little loophole, they get him off, you know. So here, make her grab him for the manslaughter and dash him if you want 15 years. Boom! And them kind of shenanigans they had play. What do you say? The Maverick can be called to the bar? Eh? You feel the way me argue the thing rationally and sensibly? I deserve to be called to the bar. Was at the bar last night, you know? Had some red rum. One Maverick. You had some red rum last night. Never had much. I just had a few drinks of red rum. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to the bar tonight. But based on how the Maverick I raised my son, like bar worthy, don't. Anyway, people, jump in the comment section and tell me what you think about the case here and the latest development. Yeah? And based on, you know, the common sense explanation and the Maverick village lawyer explanation. Yeah? Critical thinking explanation. What do you think are the chances? We don't know the details and the evidence, you know. We don't, obviously. We don't know the details of the case. We don't know the angle where the defense team are going to approach this from. But when you see an offer of manslaughter, guilty plea to a manslaughter charge, when on the table, put on the table, that in and of itself suggests that the defense team a wobble on the murder charge. Boom! So, the ball is now in the court of the erudite Director of Public Prosecution. What I say? Maverick, going to the bar, man. I think I'm heading to the bar. I'm going to the bar. How much, Maverick? How much? So we don't talk to you. How much, Maverick? We say 1 month.